go over to England and
Whoa,
take
whoa.
this.
Hey, yo, yep, it's live. I said I was going live.
I don't think that got caught.
No, it didn't. Hello, everyone. How are you? Who are you laughing at? Amber in the background having a chuckle.
I'm not doing anymore. It's just really just getting things now. That's all I've done. It's too windy.
Oh. How you going, Tommy?
G'day, Tommy. Oh, g'day, Herb. How are you?
How you going, Herb? Oh,
Yeah,
thanks, Tommy.
Must be getting pretty late over there for you, Tommy, I'd say. What grid are you up to now, Jay?
80.
Jeez. Got hours to go.
Yeah, that's what I started on. Oh, not too bad. I sanded that bit, the inside bit, when it was the lasers turned on.
Yeah.
That kind of breaks the monotony a little bit, you know?
No, you're as silly as I am, Tommy, I'll tell you. That's the sort of thing I do.
What?
It's 11:45 over there at night, and he's been up since 3 in the morning. I'd love to know what causes that flash across the screen every now and again.
Yeah. I wonder if it's YouTube's algorithm.
Don't know.
I should say AI these days. They're not algorithms anymore. They're AIs. People just don't get scared when they hear the word algorithm instead, you see.
Mm. You want to watch out there, Joe. You're getting a bit of a tan there, son.
I've had one for ages. Bit of a tan? What do you mean? What, like that?
I wasn't looking at your bloody legs. I was looking at your arm.
That was my arm. Look, that is my arm. Look.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Bloody hell. I can't get my leg up that high. Are you crazy?
Well, neither could I'll tell you.
So what, are you having a CBF until I get there or something, are you?
Sorry, what's that?
Are you having a CBF until I get there?
What's CBF?
I can't actually say it in the live. Couldn't be.
Oh, yeah, right. No. I've been ordering timber and everything this morning for the start next Monday.
Oh, yeah, for your lamps.
Yeah. And getting everything sort of set up again and cleaning down a few layers and getting everything organised again.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, well, it's what I do, so.
Yep.
Not like an office worker. I don't have to just sharpen a pencil and go into work, you know.
Yep. Oh, shit. What did I do? Not that button, no. I'm just trying to adjust my the position on my screen has moved.
Ah.
Didn't change it. What the? All right. If the monitor settings don't change, that means my video card is on the fritz.
Yeah.
It's like a $5 video card or something like that. It's nothing flash. So 240. So much friggin' sandpaper here at the moment. It's ridiculous. Better go get your dust mask. What have you been up to, Herb?
Yeah, we got 3 cases of COVID in Victoria. First ones we've had for 61 days.
Yeah, and we've got two as well.
Yeah,
Um,
they've closed the
I
border.
know.
They've closed the borders between New South Wales and Victoria again.
Yeah. Amber and I were talking about that today. It's like, in my bloody luck, that there'd be a massive outbreak while we're in Victoria. So we're stuck there.
Oh, it's not a bad place to be stuck in.
Yeah, maybe. It's a bit different when your animals are back here, and
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'm in lockdown for a couple of months, and it's not going to stop me, but
Yeah.
it's some food for thought.
But I must admit they jumped on it pretty quick here, so
Yeah, that's good.
and they're probably doing the same in South Australia too.
Wow. No. They've done nothing. They've reported it on the news and said that they've been quarantined, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they've done investigations to where they've been the last couple of days and stuff like that. But other than that, no other restrictions other than what we already had, the distance thing and the mask.
Yeah.
But that's not even compulsory, So,
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Bob.
Good morning to you.
good morning, Dr. Bob.
7 o'clock at night here.
Oh, good night. Good night, then. Have a good night.
I don't know how you can address the new international communications that we have. There's a lot of questions that come up.
Oh,
How do you say good morning, good day, good afternoon, hi?
That's
They're
what I
all in
say.
different time zones.
I say our time first. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be.
Just say, how you going, mate?
Yeah.
I just finished about an hour ago watching because I set my so-called location, because I'm using a DNS server in Australia. So people think when I connect, I'm in Australia. I was listening to watching Discovery Channel movies or programs about Australia all day. I just finished watching one on the mines and the big equipment. Bigger than I've ever seen, even during the pipeline construction.
That's what I used to work on, Bob, was the big trucks and everything.
Where the tires were several thousands of dollars a piece, tens of thousands, and bigger than you could reach.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, no,
Yep.
no.
And they had to lower a staircase for you to come down to walk up to get in the cab.
Yep.
That's a big truck.
Yep. No, 7 to 10 feet off the ground. They are, some of them. Some of them are higher. They make a ute, or what you call a pickup, look like a dinky toy.
Oh yeah. No, during the Alaskan pipeline, I thought I saw big stuff. D8s and D9 cats was the biggest that they had on it. They didn't have a 10 yet, but
Yeah.
and then I see the stuff that you're running. They've run out of numbers to call them.
I must
Big
admit, they don't.
Caterpillar tractors.
Yeah, they don't. Most of them tend to use Komatsus and stuff like that, because I don't think Caterpillar actually make ones big enough for some of the mines out there.
Yeah, that's what it seemed to be they were saying. And then on the history of your railroads, that was fascinating. About 3.5 hours, 4 hours watching different programs about it.
Yeah. Oh, we've got an
It is-
interesting we've got an interesting history considering we've only been here for 200 odd years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I
most of the locals aren't interested.
Yeah, I was watching a couple of the history programs. It was interesting to look at the early history of Australia as it was when the Brits, and it was owned by the monarchy, and it was a place to go for punishment. And I could understand that. Like stuck out in the middle of nowhere. And you could, a perfect jail, where you going to run to?
Exactly.
So
You know, you headed out into the bush, and unfortunately, most of the convicts, of course, had no bush skills at all. They didn't.
yeah, it was an interesting afternoon watching some of the history, how it evolved. But
You most probably
And
know
I
more
kinda-
about it than I do, Dr. Bob.
I kind of figured out where you guys were located when they finally put a map up and put large cities and where they were and the smaller cities. And they talked about, they happened to mention where Jay's at, because it was just a rail stop when people had to get on and off, or cargo. They still had them. They used to call them, I don't know if they call them there, but they called them flag stops in the North American and British Railroad, where the conductor, if he had to stop, would stop. But the station master didn't know when that was prior to radios.
The whistle stops, they were called.
Yes, whistle stops. And the other side of it, if you had a passenger get on board, it all depended whether or not you got out far enough, early enough in the day to light a fire, so as the engineer could see it coming through at night, because there wasn't electricity and they were moving so fast back in the coal days that they couldn't see lanterns from a distance because the land was so flat you couldn't judge distances. So if they had a passenger, they'd set a fire so that the engineer knew to stop at the station.
Yep. And some of the stations were just a patch of flat ground on the side of the track. That's all they were.
Yep, they had to build them all so they could house equipment, and just the history of the railroad was fascinating. That was a full hour in itself.
Yeah, well, I must admit some of the distances that they had to cover were phenomenal, and in the conditions they had to build them under too.
Yeah, no water.
Yeah,
Just couldn't go and sink a well someplace and hope you find it.
it's the same as where I live, which is down in a place called Gippsland, and there used to be a town every 10 miles because that was the maximum distance a bullock team could travel in a day was 10 miles. And there was a lot of little towns along the highway that are long gone now, but there's still, some of them are still marked on the map, even though they might just be a crossroad these days.
I am here and listening. I'm just
Yeah,
just
that's all right.
I'm just cleaning and replacing the filters on my mask.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew you were there. I could
Yeah.
see your shadow moving on the wall.
yeah, so could I.
There's
that's-
the filters.
That's why Bob and I weren't talking about you, you see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine this afternoon while I was in the shop finishing up a piece. Something to do because it's thawed again, so now we have mud. We either have snow, frozen ground, or mud.
Sounds like fun.
Well, the problem is catching the dog when he wants to run in the house, and you got to get him in time to get his paws clean.
Oh, you
Or
want
it's
to
a
put it.
problem. He wants to run in. The first thing he does is jump in the middle of my bed, and he's strong enough to hit the door hard enough to open the bedroom door.
Well, you should put a net inside the door, like a hockey net or something, so it's when he runs in, he gets caught in that first.
Well, what I've come to do is I take a laundry basket, which I keep not necessarily behind the door, but between it and my dresser, is putting that in the way so it hits and blocks the way in when it's rainy and wet and muddy.
I got a, as Jay said before, I got a case that couldn't give a hang at the moment.
CBFs.
Yeah. I've done all my ordering for timber for next week for the jobs I've got to do. So
For next year,
yeah,
I always have fun this time of the season talking about, well, I'll do it next year.
yeah. I
That's
know.
a few hours away.
Yeah, between Christmas and New Year, I don't knock off, but I generally go around the machines and do a bit of maintenance on them and change bearings if I have to and things like that. So all the machines are nice and clean and ready to fly.
When's your next live?
I have no idea at the moment, Bob. I'm contemplating what to try and do for the next live. Actually, I'd prefer to do things that other people don't do.
Yeah.
And I don't have a clue at the present time.
No one's
Well,
doing that.
You could do something that hasn't been done and I've seen in a long time is a day, a couple hours of what goes on in your shop while you're working. It could be for client A, it could be B, it could be cleaning machinery, but people can pop in and talk and actually see what a typical day is for you because it doesn't cost anymore. It's free.
No. Yeah,
You
trouble is
just need wireless headset.
I'd need multiple cameras around the place, that's all. Because, my place isn't small. It's not real big either in comparison with some others, but it's definitely not a small workshop, so.
Yeah. I think one of the things that be nice to set up, I don't know if Jay's got a patron site yet for people that want to donate for him. But you could have something like that too to help put on your, an hour and a half a day just being live, doing stuff where you just got a headset wherever you're going to be.
Yeah, it's food for thought.
I couldn't find where, there's so much I got as, I won't say excess, but over the years I have got a lot of excess stuff.
Yeah, tell me about it. So have I.
Well, I inherited about 1,000 pen blanks.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them very expensive ones, and probably 3-4 dozen kits or more. I haven't turned pens in years. I just keep them big boxed up because I was hoping the kids here would get into it, but they aren't yet. They have other things that are more interesting. games.
Yes.
So I might sit down and just decide to, go through and do a dozen or two pens one day.
Are these too short to make wands?
To make what?
Wands?
Wands? Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, just a fraction. They need to be at least 300 or 400 long.
One what?
We went for a walk today and I grabbed a whole heap of ghost gum branches that are a little bit fatter than this and they're a couple meters long. So I might make some out of them.
Yeah. Harry Potter wands. Like
Oh,
magic
wand.
wands.
I thought he was
Yeah.
saying one, ONES,
No.
Sorry.
WAND. Yeah, we've got I think he's 14 now, maybe 15-year-old. In fact, you can hit our site and you can see he's done 2 demos for the club.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one was really good. His mother helped him by being an assistant, moving cameras, bringing stuff in and out from the lathe and whatever. But he's going to pay his way through college doing it because he has people who order custom ones and send pictures of them, and he gets.
Yep.
I think the best he's got has been, $500 to $800 or more.
Oh, good luck to him.
Yeah.
I'm not in that sort of market. I'm an architectural turner, so.
Right. But he's of the right age group that follow it and know the genre. And it's like for him to turn newel posts would be ridiculous. But being a teenager, heavy and know all the Harry Potter stories and can tell you what happened in what book or what movie or what was different than the books and the movies.
Yeah.
And what they all mean, that makes it better. That's been at his age, it's a perfect specialty topic.
Yep.
Pre-COVID, we had lathes we were doing stuff with vets, making pens, and that's where most of my stuff went to. Pen blanks, didn't have a drill press, so I'd turn them or drill them for them and then give them off to the BA.
Yeah.
With the kit. So what's your New Year's resolution?
I don't make New Year's resolutions anymore. I gave up doing that about 10 years ago because there's not much I need to do anymore.
I can't sand any more of that at the moment.
You're out of sandpaper?
No, my hand keeps cramping up.
Yeah.
My arm and hand keeps cramping up. It's done it to me twice already, and I've stopped and started again. Yeah.
If you were here, I'd tell you what was wrong if you don't have a neurological problem causing it.
Yeah.
Well, I know some people that do or have a physical problem like a pinched nerve.
Yeah, I've got a neurological problem, so that's much will be part of the problem. But
no, I mean serious one. What I was always taught, to me, I always get the cramps in my arm and hands, occasionally my legs. But the problem is, when I was in Nam, I got my nose broken and deviated and bent and whatever. And as a POW, it healed wrong. But it doesn't look bad, so I don't want him to go breaking it again to reset it, but I have trouble breathing through my nose. So I have to breathe through my mouth to get enough air. What the problem has been is that when you breathe through your mouth, you dehydrate more.
Yeah, I'm a nose breather.
When
I'm
you
a nose
dehydrate,
breather too.
you get cramps. And I notice when I start getting them and they get bad, I'll drink a gallon of water or something, or a gallon of some
I've got
liquid, and that
What
gets
I,
rid of the cramps.
what I'd do, Jay, with that is leave it on the chuck
Yep, that's what I did.
and take it off the lathe.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
And remember what I was saying before about my mate that sands for bloody 60 or 80 hours.
Yeah,
He does it in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
sits it on his lap and sands away there.
yeah, my asthma
I
won't
do
allow me.
too. Although, to keep from getting killed when people are around, and then also I learned later it makes it more sense, put a towel on your lap.
Yeah.
And sit it in the towel. And if you really want to if you've got a problem with a lot of like air circulation moving, a fan or something, I dampen the towel. That way the dust sticks to it instead it blows around the room and gets in my face or whatever. But
No, I'll just keep my sanding and stuff in my shop. I think I've got asthma. My wife's got asthma, and we've got 2 elderly cats in the house. So I'd rather just any dust that comes in can only really comes in on my body from me being outside. But I don't mind coming out and doing it. But
And what a body. What a body.
I know, right? All those curves.
Yeah.
haven't you got a veranda or a porch you can sit on and do it?
Oh, the veranda's here somewhere.
I thought I was using the appropriate term.
Yeah, yeah, right.
That's a term as it was brought up as a kid from living in Canada most of my young life during the summer months with my cousins.
This is my worst problem at the moment.
What, rasho? Oh.
Yeah. It grows every day. I marked it with a pen yesterday and it was there.
What, are you allergic to something?
Yeah, we can't seem to figure out what though. Well, I've been to the doctors, I've been to the hospital, I've had umpteen tests, and yeah, no idea. I've stopped eating food, everything. I stopped eating everything and ate different stuff, and I still get it. So, and it's itchy as crazy. I try not to itch it, but it's itchy as hell.
Yeah.
Sounds like a contact problem.
So don't touch my wife. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, maybe it's maybe it's a certain. Yeah, think of it. It could be, and I've had this happen to me. Sanding dust from certain woods, depending on which hand or whatever you use. Could it be that you're getting a lot of dust in that one spot because that's towards the headstock of the lathe and you sand that way? And as the wood is turning, it's turning towards you, so the dust is going to come towards you.
No, I've been getting these rashy lump things like years before I started wood turning. So
okay.
No, I've got
there are some woods that just the dust alone, I've seen people just break out like they got the measles.
Yeah, there's a couple that do that to me.
Yeah, the kids want to use that, figure out which it is, so they can get out of school.
rat bags.
I wonder where Dark is these days. He was in Nick's live. He was in Nick's live this morning or before.
Oh, he's recently moved house, so maybe he's.
I know. Yeah, maybe he's busy.
Yeah. No one else has got a live going on at the moment. Well, not that I can see anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the last 2 nights, I thought I had a problem with the headset, and then I had a problem with the kid.
with the
And
kids.
then last night, yeah.
Jay, can you change that background, please? It scares the hell out of me.
You don't like it looking at you.
It is weird to have two eyes looking at you.
That's dead right.
Is that better?
How about a map of Australia where you live?
All right, I'll go get that then.
You got it online?
No, I'd have to go and get a royalty-free one.
Well, a royalty for a map?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't want to get. I mean, my luck, I'd get caught out. Like people can do something wrong in front of me, and then I'll do their same thing, and then I'll be the one that gets busted. You see, that's how it works.
Well,
Yeah.
I know here we have federal maps and state maps, and they're public domain, so anyone can use them.
Oh, yeah, we have the same out here too. But if you use somebody's map, that's like if you used Melways, which is a proprietary street directory sort of thing, you'd probably get nailed for that.
Yeah. But a map of where you are in the country might be helpful if people would ask. You can always pop it up and use that as part of your opening and whatever. I was looking the other day of what could be done in StreamYard and sat in on 2 or 3 seminars for them. Find it very interesting.
And when's your club starting up again, Bob?
January meeting. And as soon as I get the notice, I'll send them off to you for the regular meetings. They're having a meeting now of what to do about people who want to be members who aren't local, and this is a problem all clubs seem to be having worldwide because of this phenomena. The young people are teaching the old people how to broadcast and stream and be online, so now everybody's up and coming with it. Even got you doing it, Robo.
Yeah, I know. It's sad, isn't it?
You caught up with the times.
Oh, I don't know about that. In Australia now, every place you go, they ask you for your mobile number, and I don't give my mobile number out because if I go, for starters, we've got lousy reception here, and I don't hear it full stop. That's the other thing. It doesn't ring inside the shed because it's a big Faraday cage, and as I said, we're on a free. We've got lousy reception here, and it'll be 2 or 3 weeks or a month before I actually see an SMS or anything because I'll pick up the phone to go into town or something like that, and suddenly it goes absolutely berserk, and there's 10 messages that I haven't responded to. And when I go out, I divert my house phone to the mobile so that, and I only give out my house phone. But the whole world these days has to revolve around a bloody mobile phone, and it pisses me off enormously, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that, Robbo. That shits me off too. I get to the point where I don't even carry my mobile with me because I don't use
Yeah,
it. Straight out. Like last time I used it was when you video called me, and I don't know how many months ago that was. I don't. It's a glorified calculator and watch for me, to
well,
be honest.
that's it. Like, my favourite phone is this one here.
Yep.
It makes calls and receives calls. Oh, good day, Justin. How are you?
How you going, Justin?
Yeah, I'd love to give them a fake number, but no, everybody insists on that. And I've reached the point now where I just say, look, I'm sorry, I don't have one. But you can get me wherever I am. So, but you can't send me an SMS. It's as simple as that. You can't send me a text.
Oh, you're on Facebook.
I know, yeah. That's what I tell them. If you want to get hold of me, go on Facebook and find me. Yeah, we got a map of Australia up.
Yeah.
And Bob's just about sitting his couch right on where you live. And I live just down on the corner of where you are. See Melbourne there, down in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yes.
Well, I'm just about where the point of that star is on Melbourne there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you're right there, Justin. I do. I get blanks. What? You haven't got a mobile phone? I say, no, I never needed one. My daughter used to love texting me. And I'd say, dear, if you're going to take the time to text, you might as well just ring me, because I can say more in 2 minutes than I can reading a bloody text. I've never sent a text. And she's finally got the hint now that she rings me if she got something to say.
Well, I define that being able to call through Facebook as a phone, that's so much easier, and you can actually look and talk to the person when you talk to them. And it doesn't matter where, because I've done that, with you guys. I do it with some in Australia. I do it, in Ireland and Scotland. It's just as easy to ring them up and talk for a minute and hang up.
I don't know how to use my phone on Facebook or anything like that. In fact, I've got an idea that I've got all the internet disconnected from it, because the first phone that I had internet access, I racked up a bloody huge bill and nearly fell over when I got it, because it had been turned on and I didn't realise it.
Oh, we get ours for free.
So I got Telstra to disconnect it all.
But I find it handy, at least here, so I can talk to relatives in Canada. I can talk to relatives anywhere in the world, basically, and not cost me long distance.
Yeah, my brothers would be totally lost without their mobile phones. Everything, their whole history is on their phone. If they lose their phone, they're buggered.
Well, I used to do that, but everything I have on my phone is backed up online. It's worth the $30 or $40 a year to do that, because it is so handy. I go back. I was asked a few days ago, do I have certain pictures that I took of the kids when they were doing Christmas at 3 and 4 years old. Mm. And I went back online and I found the reference, and I had probably 20 pictures of them and when they were just little kids.
Yeah.
Doing stuff. And it was part of a Christmas card. But that brings back a lot of memories. I guess when you're my age and your age, all we have is memories and bills.
Yeah, bills keep coming. like the look of that hammer.
You know, if Jay has a PayPal account,
Sorry?
if Jay has a PayPal account,
I think so, yeah. Yes, that's right, Justin. That actually is the highlight of my things is teaching people these days, particularly when they get it.
I had my microphone muted. I said, was that a reference at me or what?
No. Justin put in, and like Bob was talking about.
No, just the way you emphasised the last couple of words.
No, Bob was saying that all we got is memories and bills, and Justin put in there, and young fellas to teach.
Yeah. Sometimes that gets a bit tiresome too, doesn't it? Trying to tell someone and they're going, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Go on, say it. Yeah, no, go on.
well, I think something that's not new because it's referenced in earliest of histories, even in history that most people think is mostly mythos, is that the young people always seem to know more than the people who've been there and done that.
Yes.
That's human nature.
Oh, yeah. But they give sometimes a new twist or look at it differently. And that's something that shows, I think, the fact that older people just, they get fit and stuck in a way, a method, a way of doing something, and that's it.
Yeah, too true. No, I always look at what other people are doing and think, oh yeah, wonder why they do it that way. Then I'll play with it for a day or two and have a look to see if it makes it any better, and if it doesn't, I go back to my old ways again.
Not many people do that, though. Look at military wars. Who runs the military? People between tenure and death.
Yeah.
And their techniques and strategies, everybody that's half their age already know all about it because they studied history too. And it's hard for the people to grasp what some of this new stuff that is and whatever. But it's always been that way.
As my boss, when I did my apprenticeship, was he was an arsehole, but at least he was a consistent arsehole, and I didn't mind that. But he was a perfectionist as well. But I'll never forget him saying one day, don't ever think that you are indispensable.
Okay, I've heard that story.
And he's dead right. Doesn't matter what you do, there's always somebody that can do it as well.
Or cheaper.
Oh, well, that too.
Some people have a level of production that they insist on and the quality level, and they'd rather give up a $50 or a $100 quickie job because it's beneath them. Well, that's good. It allows younger people to get in there and do it.
Oh, yeah, there's a few jobs I've done that I've considered unethical. I haven't done them. I've just said, no, sorry, I can't do that because that's not right. And it mainly involves copyrights. Like people bring in photos of something that they want done. And I say, no, I won't do it. Why not? I said, well, this is another man's work. I said, he's designed that, developed it, and everything else. I said, if you draw it out for me, then yes, I can do it, because then I'm working off your drawings.
Yep.
Not that there's many shapes in wood turning that haven't been used for centuries, but it's just a thing. I don't like copying other people's work. Drop your handle a little bit, Jay. See, I can hear the difference even though the microphone's muted.
Well, you can see the difference in the pattern of the shaving.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that's it, Justin. It talks to you when you get it right. Everything just peels off nicely.
I notice Jay hasn't got the Turner's dance down yet, too. The point
He's
we gotta
getting
think about it.
He's getting better. He's starting to wiggle his bum a little bit.
Maybe his feet aren't far enough apart to shift his weight foot to foot. That's the trick.
I don't like doing it that way.
Is the tool rest right down, Jay?
Yeah.
Got a funny feeling that chisel could be blunt.
What gives you that idea? Because it's mine.
Well,
No, the shavings are not right.
just the noise it's making, that's all.
That's not just the user then.
I actually have taught 2 people that were blind.
They got good ears.
Yeah. That sounds better.
I think you can tell more about a cut from hearing than you can by seeing. Scariest thing I ever did was
Yeah,
take
that's a
on
beauty.
a blind turner. But boy, he's doing, last I knew, he was doing excellent work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
What
I've
are you
got
going to
him
make?
in wheelchairs too, where we had to have a lift to lift the chair up to the spindle height level.
Yeah, I designed a whole workshop around a bloke that was paralysed from the waist down.
Yeah, I find that so rewarding. First thing I did, company I was working with at the time called Tech Shop, the Detroit one that Ford co-sponsored, had everything state of the art. And Ford now, since Tech Shop went under, they use it as a prototype design center. But we had a 40-inch lathe, Powermatic 3 horsepower, 24-inch. And the first thing I did when I was working with a person with disabilities is we had a braking resistor. That's an option, and I had ordered it and put it in so it would stop quicker. The other thing I did is I've got a low voltage relay because all the control voltages for, as you know, for motors and most of that stuff is all low voltage. And I put a little wireless remote control in to stop and start the lathe, and I carried it with me. And every time I was teaching, I had that in my hand. So I
Yeah,
could kill the lathe.
yeah, Justin, that's it. You spend about 99% of the time looking at the top of the work, not the tool. Once you've got the tool cutting, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Well, that's a dazzler crack, that one.
Yeah.
It's got it's actually got Gorilla super glue down right down deep inside
Yeah,
it, and then I put shavings down on top of that, and that was 3 days ago that I did that.
yeah.
Has it opened anymore?
No, I don't think it has.
No, I don't think it has either. It was a fairly big chasm there. It wasn't a crack, it's a chasm.
Yeah. And these two here I've sealed. I put expanding glue in them yesterday. So there we go. I reckon that part of the tenon going to be all right. Did they split in it?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
That's what I say. I don't know why you clean up the ends on a lot of cases. You just put the thing straight on, and as long as it's got a grip on it, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
saves a bit of time.
Yeah, honestly, I've got no idea what to make with it. Maybe not lidded this time. Maybe just a container or something.
Yeah.
Maybe try and make it that long. That's about
nearly about the same size length as a schooner.
Yeah. Justin, what size is the pin in your lathe? Is it 25 mil or an inch?
I might even just leave the outside like that. Just if I go too crazy, I know what's going to happen with that. I don't know, Justin. You tell me. What am I making?
What should he make out of it?
A cup. I asked my mum to ask the people that own the vineyard, and they don't have a shop at the vineyard or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Where do they sell their wine? Local markets?
But to be honest, I haven't asked that. I don't ask many questions. I go, oh, got wood, thanks, Ugh.
Yeah, but it might be something that if it's local markets and they bottle and sell it locally,
Yeah,
to
I'll
be
ask.
find a market or two, and then you turn something unique, say a
Yeah, okay, Justin, no worries.
Yeah.
coaster or something to hold the bottom of a bottle, something that looks unique out of it, you know,
Yes.
as a display piece for
Yeah.
a bottle to sit on.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from, Dr. Bob.
And then the store itself that sells the wine, it would be just a display piece, but then you could take pictures of it and show that to people commercially that you've made stuff like this before.
Yep.
And it would help sell their wine, add character to it. It's local. It's got a
Yeah.
story to go with it. It's just a way of getting your name around.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it'll do a great for your ego. Believe me. You're human.
Yeah.
Humans require an ego to continue doing something.
Yeah. I'm used to rejection, so I should be all right.
Uh, Easy to say, but not necessarily always true. I wanted to jump in the last 2 nights, but it just got really hectic with family.
That's
Basically,
all right.
little
That's all
kids
right,
running
Bob. We
around
understand.
screaming. Jay doesn't know how to break the back of sandpaper. Or do people still do that, Robo?
Uh, not
They
many
last
people.
longer, I think.
Not many people do. I must admit, I use cloth back paper.
I do when I can. But several years ago, when a business closed, they handed me this big box of sandpaper. I mean, probably 1,000 sheets of it, of different grits, different size sheets, different types of sandpaper. So I haven't had to buy any other than the circular pre-cut ones.
Yeah. No,
But like
we used to buy 50-meter rolls. Generally, this time of the year, I didn't do it last year. I haven't done it this year because, well, business is slowing down a bit, mainly through my doing because I'm just getting too old. But we used to spend up to $2,000 or $3,000 a year on sandpaper.
that's one thing our club does. Because most of the major manufacturers will sell to a club at the same price they would sell to a retail store.
Yeah.
Because it then becomes a item that the club can repackage and mark up for a few cents to help go to its scholarship funds or stuff like that. So,
Right. Yeah. Okay, Justin. 25 mil. I've actually got a couple lying around here if you want them. Because 25 mil, all mine are inch, which is 25.4. And there's an idea for you, Jay. Turn a snowman. That'll be good bead practice for you.
yeah. But he's never experienced one. What made me think of sandpaper is I watched Jay and he's never broken his sandpaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it lasts so much longer when you break it.
No.
No,
That's not what Bob means.
no. When you're done,
Just put me up on a camera for a minute, Jay, and I'll show you what he means.
it breaks the adhesive. So the particles don't clog.
This is non-clog.
Yeah,
Don't believe
So we
it.
just go
yeah, no,
and it's
no,
done.
it's paperback. It's paperback sandpaper, and right. So there's your sheet of sandpaper. What you do is you get
Yeah.
the bed of your lathe like this, and, or the edge of a bench, and you just take it over the top like that with the sandpaper up. And what it does is break the bonding a little bit on the back, so that it actually stands a lot better.
Okay.
And I do it corner to corner.
Yeah.
And when I open a new box of paper, I do it to the box. But it'll make your sandpaper last a lot longer, and when you shake it, the dust will fall out of it, so you can use it more.
Yeah, it does. It's called no clog. This order, this sandpaper. Does that make any difference?
No, you still should
No.
break the back of it.
Just me being a young whippersnapper, isn't it?
No, it'll let your sandpaper last longer. And at the same time, once say you're using an 80 grit and you're rough sanding, and then you break the back of it, and then you use it. And what you're doing when you sand is you're breaking the top pieces of the particles off. And then a good sanding eraser, rubber eraser, that's designed for cleaning sandpaper.
It doesn't
You can
work on
run
cheats real well.
And then
Right.
that you take it a little longer.
'Tis my lunchtime, Jay, so
Oh shit! All right, that means I haven't had lunch yet.
yeah.
Oh,
So what's your lunch today?
I have no idea what mine is. It's always a surprise when I walk in the door.
I have to go and buy mine. I got
But
nothing.
but we have finished the leftovers from Christmas, so and New Year, Christmas. So
Yep.
it'll be something different today.
Yippee!
What do you do for New Year's celebration?
nothing.
Same here. I don't go anywhere, do anything. Generally, well, the last few years I've actually been in bed by about 11 o'clock.
Oh, we'll change that this year. That'll change this year.
Oh, yeah, it might be 10 o'clock.
No, you have to come on the live.
Why, you having a live on New Year's Eve, are you?
Yeah, why not?
Start in
Yeah.
1 year and end another year.
Yeah, that's it. Darn it.
Well, it's New Year's Eve for us tonight. So,
Yep.
all right, I'll catch you later, Jay. See you later, Dr. Bob. See you, Justin.
Right. See you later.
As I said, Justin, I've got a couple of 25mm ones down here. I'm not sure what length they are, but you're more than welcome.
You better go and get them quick. Go get them now before you go into lockdown.
I don't think we'll go back into lockdown again. I hope not.
Well, this new strain that's coming out of England, it's more contagious. That's the
There's a
only
new
problem
strain.
that makes it different.
There's a
We've
new
had
strain
case
that
of-
got brought to Australia from South Africa too.
Yeah. No worries. All right. See you later. Thanks, Justin.
Yep.
Yeah, England's crazy. They lock down one town, but the next town still operates the same, and people just go over there and do what they want to do. It's ridiculous. Yep. All right. I'll see you later. Bye.
Right. Yep. See you later. I don't know how many are still in chat.
It says 4 on YouTube, unless you're one of those.
No, that's how many have been there.
And that's how many people are sitting there watching and not saying anything.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah, let's just drop that in the sawdust. That's a good spot to drop it.
How you going, Mark?
You send Mark a link?
Yeah, he's not. He's got some bad news, so he's not really in the right mood to come on. So.
Oh. Well, hello, Mark. Hope it's not too bad of news.
I'll let him talk to you about it.
Yeah, the other day he sent me some pictures of him in his kilt.
Yeah, that was a scary picture.
I'm trying to dig up some pictures of me and my family's kilt. We have our own tartan.
Yeah.
And one of the visits my sister did to Europe, she was in the Isles doing some teaching, but other stuff, traveling. She was able to pick up enough of the material so everybody in the family had of the Elliott clan had the tartan for Elliott.
That's all right.
So, Jay, have you got a New Year's resolution?
No, unfortunately, I'm kind of like Robbo in that sense. I don't really. My only thing is to maybe lose some weight this year, and that's my New Year's resolution every year because I end up putting it back on.
What do you do to lose weight? Change your diet, more exercise?
Yeah, walking and cut my meal size down. That works out nicely for me.
Yeah, carbs is what I have to cut down to lose weight, and I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
I used to be at one time 250 and 270 at my worst, 280. And now I'm down to just teetering back and forth between 190 and 200. And I've got the problem is I keep having to drill holes in my belt, leather belts, so they fit.
Yes. Yep, that's a sure sign, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a good sign, I'll tell you, knowing I've got to do that.
Yes.
Because then it's something you physically see and recognize.
Yes. Definitely. Oh, that was loud. Was that loud in your ears? It wasn't loud in my ears because I've got speakers, but
Oh, that was from my phone. Oh, sorry to hear that, guy. My prayers are with you. Yeah, one of the things that they're looking at here in the VA hospital here, Veterans Hospital Clinic, I've talked to, and I'm on a loop to get when they get their vaccine in and get the staff taken care of for the whole hospital. Then they've got like 300 to 400 vets. Then I'm part of that group that are up next.
was that too loud for you? That
No,
might might knock us on the head soon, I think.
yeah, we're at that weird temperature, 36, which means we have mud outside.
Mud, did you say?
Mud.
Yep. 36.
The ground isn't cold enough, long enough to actually stay frozen underneath. So as the temperatures this time of year go up and down, no, it only gets worse.
Yeah, that's one thing that didn't cross my mind. I just thought everything would just freeze and stay frozen.
Now the weather patterns keep changing. Where with the Great Lakes where we are, uh, the wind can come down from the north, and where it comes down across the lakes. And when the lakes start freezing, they close the locks and the lakes freeze over, so you can't get the big ships in. And
Yep.
so you can actually walk across the river to Canada.
Okay.
That's when they get the winter sailboats out. But they're fun to watch. Big sail on them, and they don't call it a boat because it's an ice runner.
Oh yeah.
But they use the same sail technique and that on a boat, but now you're on skis or blades.
Yeah.
And you
Hasn't got
use
a
that.
flat bottom.
Yeah. I remember the first time I've always been brought up as a kid around winter and enjoy the winter sports and get pretty good at snowball but in tech school in the military. And one of the classes, and later found out that the person was actually in the same barracks, but upstairs, was a young man from Hawaii who had never seen snow in his life, had never had temperatures below freezing ever. And he gets sent to Denver in the mountains, and Denver is a mile high, the mile high city. I think it's the third step on the Capitol of the state building is a mile high exactly. At least when they built it, that's the best they could judge it to be.
Yep.
But it was hilarious. We actually got together on a weekend leave, and a group of us rented a car and took him up into the mountains where there was snow, so he could see snow for the first time. And the first thing we did is grab him, arm and a leg, and someone else grabbed the other arm and the leg and heaved him into a snowdrift. You know, 19, 18, 19-year-olds horsing around.
Yes.
But it was really interesting because all of us that were there were from the northern states and had been around snow all our life. And we just thought it was funny as can be. But
Yes. Rat bags.
okay, your city, he said, I know where Robo is now on the map because I can about see it. What city are you near now?
Can you see the where it says Adelaide?
Yes.
Yep. So I'm about 30 kilometers north of that. Not much, really.
What the drive between the two, how long is that?
8-hour drive.
Oh, okay, because maps, unless you have an idea of what mileage is on them, is so. I know I can't judge distances.
Yeah. It's about 8 or 9 hours to get there.
Yeah. And does the train that goes by your place go down to close to where he's at?
No. Because he's about he's most probably about 30 or 40 k's away from Melbourne, and the train lines, they go to the capital cities.
Is he north of Melbourne or south?
He would be southeast. I'm not sure if you can see it, but
Yeah, I can see the map.
there's a tiny, tiny tip right on the end of Australia
Yep.
where it's got Melbourne, a really tiny tip. That's actually like a bay area, and he lives in that.
In the bay. That's about
Yeah.
as far south as you can go in Australia, isn't it? Before
Yep.
you're
Yes, definitely. Unless you're going to Tasmania, yes. No, let's see if I can find it.
Hmm.
I'll send you the map too,
oh,
so you can look. So you can look at the whole picture. Oh. Then it's got a little key next to it in the corner to see what stuff is.
Oh yeah. Because when I was down in the military, we just flew in by plane, and that was Sydney.
That's
And of course, for the Olympics, the same thing, but that was years later.
Yep.
That was I had a lot of fun both times. Most fun I've had in my life anywhere outside the United States, other than Hong Kong. That's a wild city. That Hong Kong as a 19, 20-year-old, uh, that's a wild place. That's a wild. You
we get,
people learn the language, they try to English, and they come up with lines like, "You want pretty girl? My mother, she's still a virgin." And I my heads at because they had no idea what they were saying. They were just using words, sticking them together.
we get them locked up over there.
But I was down for the Olympics and I loved it. But I went down with a TV crew.
At least you had a good view of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that I did. Mostly from a production truck, controlling remote control of cameras, and also because I was youngest, it was laying the camera cables out and afterwards getting them all coiled up and put away the right way. And in those days, they were heavy suckers.
I bet. Yes.
They weren't fiber at the time. They were just about 3 to 4 inches across, and because they were drug around a lot, there was a heavy outer coating. They were in 100. It would take two people to grab the end of a coil and uncoil it from a truck, and then drag it up the side of buildings with a winch. And
So you didn't need a gym then?
no, because we had to thread them through gyms. We were there for 2 weeks before, just getting cameras set up.
Oh no, I mean the weight in the cabling means you didn't have to do any weights. You're doing them already.
Oh, no, not at all. But we were just young, and when we get done, and it was time for a beer.
Always time
And
for a beer.
everybody had their own special, because we worked with a lot of, well, of course, Australians, but because I was doing stuff at the time, because some of the cameras and that we had, because to broadcast to the U.S., it's a different broadcast standard for cameras and everything in those days. Because we're in the North American standard. So we had to take our own recorders and cameras and production switchers and remote boxes. It was 2 semi-loads that were packed solid. We had to unpack and put out. And we
That's
didn't have enough cameras
also back.
all the venues, so you'd have to at night tear them down from this venue, get them set up in the next venue, try to get some sleep, eat, and stay sober.
Stay sober.
Well, they kept bringing beer for us to drink to show off the different brews from the country, and they were bragging about this is better than that brew, and this is and all the different countries that were there brought their own special drinks and stuff too. So we hung out with the Germans a lot because they had good beer. But it was the friendliest people I'd ever met in my life. When I was there in the military with Robo at the same time period, it was different because we were all military, and that was fun to be around. Because military love having fun with other military people. We have something in common we can talk about and commiserate over. But the TV, that was different. Jay, how long has your family been in the country?
We, my nana's side of the family came over with Captain Cook.
Ah, quite the heritage.
Yeah, well, I don't think the natives here would be too impressed, but
Well, you're the invaders.
I
You're the invaders
yeah,
or
that's right.
conquerors.
It's not something I talk about very often. I much prefer the Aboriginal culture, and over what white man did when they came in, that kind of thing. I my family was a big part of it, and I don't go over there. Go over there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, but there's got a Captain Cook statue in Sydney, and that gets trashed. It gets wrecked. I don't know how many times they've repaired that. My grandfather's side of the family, I would assume they came over on the convict boats. Just because they're not police officers. Police officers, put it that way.
Yeah.
It'd frizzle up if they went into a church. Most of the people in my family.
Privateers or private?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, a privateer does it for themselves. A pirate does it for the crew.
Yeah. No, I'd say more pirates, if anything. I don't. Now, I have got a crest somewhere. I'll have to dig it up and find it. Family one. Haven't looked at it for a long time, so if I can find it, I'll show you.
No, it's been a while. My sister has always been heavy into genealogy. So's my grandmother and great grandmother. They've always passed down. But it was kind of a tradition. It was all written in the family Bible, all the births and deaths.
Yes.
Always, we've got I think it's 7 generations back now, or 6 or 7, just stuff from the family Bibles that we've been able to get, and photocopies of them. And now so much of it's online, with genealogy being a very popular thing.
Yes. Yep. Hello, Eva. I'm gonna bid you farewell for today. I've got to let this lacquer cure. So.
Yep, and you're going to have New Year's coming up.
Yeah, I'll do another live tonight. Later on, like 6 hours or something like that, maybe 7 hours.
It's 3 or 4 in the morning our time.
Yeah.
You turn the new year on lathe.
Yep, that's it.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no problems. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, and you enjoy your new year.
Yeah, you too.
Then we'll be a year apart, not just a couple hours.
Right.
All righty. Thanks a lot. See you later.
See you later.
Bye all.
All right. Everyone else in the background, catch us later. My general thing would be to go spray, quick, chuck it in the chuck. Let's do something with it. But no, I'm gonna take my time and let it do its thing. I might even when
when the lacquer's cured, I might even maybe put a bit more expandable glue in there. Anyway, it's not going to be much of a cup if it doesn't hold any water, is it? Anywho, take it easy. I'll come back on in a couple of hours, all right? I'll try not to be too drunk.